Hey everyone, I'm xVixen from Team Dignitas, and I'm here with our very own League of Legends player, William Scarra. Hey Scarra, thanks for joining me on xVixen Gets Personal. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well.
Can you please introduce yourself?
My name is William Lee. I play solo mid for Team Dignitas and the League of Legends team.
Okay, so how did you come up with the name Scarra?
Um, Back when I was a little kid, I had a username named like Scarred or like Scarred for Life or something, and it was like back when like everyone in the chat is like when they're a child like has like maybe like a halfway emo phase, right? And then I had a username like that. As I got older, older by like 16 or whatever, I realized that like I would like a username. I didn't want to use something like XXX Sniper XXX. I thought that was really lame. At the time, my maturity was a little bit higher than most, and so I decided that I wanted a name that was very close to stuff like Boxer. So Boxer was like the ideal name.
Oh wow.
Because I had watched Starcraft 1 by then. I just found out who Boxer was like a year or two ago, and I was like, this guy's amazing. So I went like a very low syllable name, and so I came up with Skara. I shortened Scarred and dropped everything afterwards and added an A, and it clicked for me after that. And it's the username I've been using for just about every video game that I've played.
Well, I think it's a great name. So when did you start gaming?
From a young age, I don't even remember the first video game I played. Probably something like Math Blaster or something, or like Encardia, like the little Encardia like puzzle game from the Encyclopedia Online. But I played a lot of games throughout the years. I played a lot of World of Warcraft, multiple years of Dota, like 5+. I played some Han, every Blizzard game known to man.
Wow.
Pretty much, I played a lot of things.
Okay, so when did you start with League of Legends?
Back about, I want to say 2010, summer 2010. All my friends who played Han kind of quit, and you can't really play League of Legends or Han without friends. It's like very frustrating to do so. So I quit that game. I was looking for a new game to play. My brother and his friends just started League of Legends, and they invited me to play with them. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I'll play League of Legends for a little bit. I played one game in the beta, said the game was awful, and I never played it again. And so I came back around that time, right before Season 1 started. I played, and like it was really, really easy for me because I already had a lot of fundamentals from Han and Dota.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very easy hitting like level 30 and then going up the solo queue ladder. Like I thought it was like quite a joke, but I found after that I played against a lot better players, so it wasn't as easy as I expected then.
I think it's actually pretty cool that you said that you actually said you would never play it again, and then here you are, professional. How do you feel about that?
Back when I played literally one game. I played, I think, Karthus, and I had no idea what anything happened. I think I played Karthus against, like, bottom lane against, like, a Tristana plus, like, another champion, and I just got rolled. And I was like, this game is very, very weird. I have no idea. I like Han better. And from like a professional game standpoint, at the time, League of Legends lacked a lot of tools in the beta, like a ton of tools. And I still hold by the fact that like Han was a better game at the time, and still was a better game from a player standpoint for a large majority of time. Even up till now, I think Han has a lot of like very specific stuff like things on their observer mode. They have replays. Their spectating mode is like a lot better than what Riot has right now.
Okay, so how does your parent, actually, a better question, how did your parents feel about your gaming?
Obviously, since I gamed so long throughout my life, they kind of got used to me playing. Like it was a little bit of a problem area because like when I play games too much, like my grades would drop. So we had to come to like a agreement where like I do all my homework and then I'd be okay to play games and stuff like that. An agreement that I don't know if I followed 100% of the time, but
just hide your grades.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that because they know like dates, progress reports come out, and if like I didn't have A's, it was like it's a little bit problematic. But everything tended to work out in the end.
Well, how do they feel now that you're actually a professional?
It took them a long time to find out. In fact, they only found out because their relatives or I would say my relatives as well, have like children who play League of Legends.
Okay.
And in China, it's very huge. So all my relatives and my mom, my dad, and my brother are all in China right now. They've relocated. I'm the only one in the States. And they found out from like relatives' sons who were watching me play that I was like a little bit of a big deal. At least for them, they were like, "Oh my God, this guy's amazing. Give me his contact." Like they asked my parents for my contact info, and I was like, "You guys are crazy." But apparently, I'm a little bit like pretty big in China, and so that's how they found out, and they kind of supported me because they realized that like I could potentially make like or like it's what I love doing, and I've always told them that like the number one thing I wanted to have in life was just to be happy, regardless of whatever I'm doing. Like I didn't really like I wouldn't mind like whatever job I worked at as long as I was happy doing that job.
Well, it's kind of great that your family actually notices you and supports you like that. Because I know if I was a professional gamer, my mom would probably hide me under a rock and not tell anybody. So the fact that your family actually reached out and recognized you and spoke to your parents about it, you must feel pretty special.
I'm unsure about that. I feel like my dad, like, they don't really tell people, but unless, like, the other people bring it up first. So it's like, if they say I'm a big deal, then my parents go with it, like, oh, yeah, he's kind of important. And they, like,
Okay.
try to, like, downplay it and so that like, they can talk me up more.
Hmm.
And I feel like my parents are very, like, manipulative like that. But I am happy they support me, and they've straight up said that they would support me in
Hmm.
my decision to pursue this, and I'm very happy for that.
Well, you're Chinese and I'm Chinese as well, so I do know the tough love thing. They would kind of downplay it a little bit, but I'm
Uh,
pretty sure deep down they actually are really proud of you. That's a pretty good thing to be a professional gamer. I know that parents don't really like give birth and say, hey, I'm gonna make you a professional gamer. They probably like be a doctor, but I think it's pretty cool that they're supporting you. So I do want to know though, how many hours a day do you practice?
um, with my team, not as many as people would think. I think we end up practicing 3 or 4 times a week, which is a lot less than teams like almost a lot of other teams do. But we try to make our practice very efficient. In terms of what I play individually, I play probably anywhere between 3 to 9 hours a day.
Wow.
It is a lot of time, and like I feel like as the patches come out, like you have to keep on top of your game to be a strong player. In fact, I'd say almost everyone would agree with me on that because all the top players have thousands and thousands of games. I think
Hmm.
I've clocked in over 4,000,
Oh wow.
and people are like, "Wow, that's huge," and I agree with that. Like that's a lot of time. But then I talked to Nat, and Nat's like, "Yeah, I think I've clocked in like almost double that." And I know Hot Shots like clocked in like maybe near triple. Hot Gigi has clocked
Wow.
in like near triple, and so I'm not saying there's a strong correlation between quantity and like the quantity of games and your quality of play. But you at some point you have to be able to play like a large amount of games to be able to keep up with like player up and coming players
Do
and
you
current players.
do you find it different playing by yourself versus playing with your team?
Yes, when I play by myself, I practice mechanical skills, stuff like that like I don't need my team for the practice. But when I practice with my team, we practice certain strategies and we talk about like team comps that we need to perform on and what we can do. There tends to be a lot of theory crafting going on when there's team talk, and then when it's individual, it's much more like I have to be able to focus on different goals.
Okay.
Because since my practice time is limited with my team, I have to be able to focus on like when I'm playing by myself, I need to focus on specific things I need to do to improve.
Okay. Now let's get to a little bit of the personal part of this interview. What do you do besides gaming?
Um, Honestly, not much. It takes up a large portion of my time. Like I've already said, I played around 3+ hours a day. So
Hmm.
on top of this, I have school. Like I'm still taking like a half credit year at A&M. I'm a senior, senior econ major at A&M, uh, and it's quite hard balancing both. On top of this, I try to hang out with some friends when I can,
Okay.
and try to hang out with my roommate as much as possible. Maybe try to even keep up watching some TV shows with him, but it's a little bit rough. My time is very limited, and sometimes I use that like I used to say like my time was limited because like as an excuse, but now like I'm really struggling to find time to do like everything that I want to do within the span of a week.
Okay. And when you're on campus, do people recognize you as Scarra?
I had about 2 people come up to me and ask me. Aside from that, people have generally stayed away or just like I don't go to many. Like I only go to one place. I take like a couple hours to like go out, and it's very early, like 8 a.m. So like at that time, like I wouldn't recognize anyone because I'm so tired. So I don't really get much people. But someone at IPL4 like told me they saw me go to classes, and they're like, oh. Like, yeah, I saw you doing this. And I'm like, why didn't you just come up to me and talk to me? And then she was like, well, I didn't really feel like it. I was like, okay. Well, so it looks like my fans have a little bit, like, they don't want to distract me from what I'm doing.
They're shy.
So.
They can be shy.
Yeah, they're a little bit shy. And, like, honestly, if someone wanted to meet me, I would just tell them to come up to me and talk to me. If it looks like I'm not busy and I'm just walking somewhere, then there's probably no need to be shy about it and just come up and talk to me.
Well, getting to know you at IPL4, you seem like a really amazing, like really nice person. So I don't think anyone should be afraid to come up to you and approach you because I've seen some players who, I don't want to say they're too good for their fans, but you made it a point, and I watched you. You made it a point to sign everybody's, anyone's request and speak to them, and it's not like you actually went back, I guess, into the crowd and spoke with everyone. That actually, no one should be afraid of that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I really like my fans. Like, I appreciate what my fans do to me, or do for both me and my team.
Okay.
Because they're the reason why I'm able to pursue this type of, like, career.
It's that motivation. So, do you have a girlfriend?
No.
And
Sadly, no.
it's not sad. It's fine. You need to be focused on League of Legends right now. Did you ever use your professional status to hit on a girl?
Funny enough, there was one situation, but I don't think that would qualify. So no,
I want to hear it.
I want to say no.
I want to hear it.
No, I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
It's more along the lines of just no. It's kind of a weird territory to border on, especially to start a conversation. Like it's fine to go into it like later, but definitely it's not something that usually gets brought up.
Okay, no problem. So what is one random fact about you that nobody knows?
This is something I probably have to think about for a little bit because I'm not even sure.
So give me one random fact. Anything.
Anything?
Mm-hmm. You're looking around your room.
I sleepwalk.
You sleepwalk. Wow.
And it used to be something that was really serious, as in like when I was younger and I had like friends over, like I'd sleepwalk from my room to like the living room and then back and like mumble in my sleep. Like it got pretty bad. Like remember my college freshman year, I slept talk and then said something like rude to my roommate. He got super pissed off at me.
Oh my goodness.
And I think it's gotten a lot better, but since like I hope no one's watching me when I'm sleeping, like I would have no idea.
At least you don't sleep, eat, or like open windows or anything. That's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I'm glad for that at least.
Okay, so as a League of Legends player, what do you think about Starcraft players?
I have nothing but the utmost respect for Starcraft. I feel like the Starcraft competition right now is very, very high. Arguably higher than League of Legends competition. Like, I typically only have to worry about certain teams, and if I'm off my game, I can maybe depend on my teammates to help me out. Whereas StarCraft is a much more one-on-one style game, not team-based at all. You have to really just depend on yourself.
Yep.
If you make a mistake, it's very obvious, and it's very hard to overcome that mentally without teammates. So I feel like with a team comes like a lot of mental strength that wouldn't happen without a team.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're by yourself, like it's very hard.
Okay.
Very, very hard.
Do you find it difficult to socialize outside of the gaming world now that you've been in it for so long?
Not really. It's just that like I don't really have much time to like go out and like socialize much because especially on weekends like we tend to practice. That's like our ideal practice time. So I don't get much time to go out and like drink and screw around. Like I still try to go out like at least like once a month with my roommate,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not something that happens as regularly as like most college students would do. In fact, like there's no way it does because at A&M like a lot of people go out drinking every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's not that I don't really regret it too much either. It's just that it's something that I just don't do much.
Okay. I've been hearing, I mean, when I went to IPL4, I've been hearing from your teammates that you have a lot of airport issues. Can you explain to me what they are and why do you think they happen?
Whew. Okay. Every single time I fly out, typically something goes wrong at the airport with airplanes. A lot of this has to stem from the fact that I come from a college town. The college airport has two gates. It has 2 floors, 2 gates. It's extremely small.
Wow.
It's smaller than my college's hospital, which just goes to show like it's tiny. I'm surprised they even have like a legal airport. And so there's only like about 5 or 8 flights a day from that airport. So I always get layovers coming from that airport and coming back, and I always get delays on top of that just because of like something randomly happens to airplanes. And on top of that, I lose my luggage pretty much every other time I fly out. So this time I flew to Las Vegas. I lost my luggage going to Las Vegas, and I lost my luggage coming back. And it's just been a rough time for me. I will say this though, that this looks like a sign that I should probably get some travel insurance.
Yes.
So I'll probably cover that pretty soon.
That'd be a good idea. Or Odie could buy you a jet.
Yeah, or that could happen.
Just request
Odie, I hope you're listening. Hope you're listening to this, Odie. I really would like a jet.
Alright, so I heard you're a special visitor during IPL4. Can you tell me about that?
Okay, yes. I said before that my family is no longer in the States, but my mom and dad sometimes come back and stay for a while. My mom actually ended up visiting me at Las Vegas after she flew back from China to Houston and Houston to Las Vegas to surprise me. I definitely did not expect her to come down. It was a very big surprise, and I didn't even think about it. Like, I was so surprised that she was there. I wasn't able to even spend much time with her. I was only able to spend like a couple hours because we were still talking about the games and stuff, and she understood that I needed a lot of time to just work with my team and stuff like that. But I was very happy she flew down, and she just came down to show her support. She also gave me like some good luck charms, which I thought was not needed, but I love the gesture, and I love my mom, so I still have all the good luck charms she gave to me, kept in my backpack.
That's so
And
cute.
I bring to every event.
Alright, do you have any special ritual that you perform before every game?
I just tend to roll up my sleeves. I don't like, aside from that, there's nothing really much else. I don't like anything being constricted. Like, I tend to empty my pockets as well because I don't like anything in my pockets. Aside from that, no, nothing too strange.
Okay, can you describe yourself in 3 words?
Friendly, loud, and Asian.
That's the best 3 words ever.
Third word.
I'm Asian too. That could be my word. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well thank you so much for being here with me today. I know you're a very busy person, so it means a lot to me that you were able to be on xVixen Gets Personal. Is there anything that you want to tell your fans?
Yes, like obviously I love my fans. I hope you guys still support us throughout the year. I know we didn't place too well at PF4, and we were really looking to go place first at the tournament, even after second place showing at Hanover, but we didn't play that well going into the tournament, and it was definitely our fault for not prepping up. So I hope our fans stick with us. It's been a bumpy ride so far, and I'm hoping next tournament will show much better improvement.
Okay, is there anything you want to say to the general audience?
I mean, I'd like to thank my team, obviously, because without my team, I would be nowhere. And I also like to thank Team Dignitas and their sponsors. I like to thank Western Digital, Scan, Ilyama, GamerBase, Antec, Alienware, Intel, Killer, QPad, Twitch TV, Initial Games, Multiplay, and Creative Sound Blaster. Wow, that was a huge mouthful.
That's a lot.
I think it's the first time I've actually said all my sponsors in one sentence. But yes, without our sponsors, sponsors are the lifeblood of esports. So definitely, if you like to support us, definitely support our sponsors because without them, we would not be here as well.
Okay, and is there anywhere your fans, if not already following you, can they follow you on Twitter?
Yes, I don't have a Facebook yet, but on Twitter I have. I'm at D Scarra, just a D in front of my name. It's to stand for Dignitas, and that's where you can find me online.
All right, perfect. Thanks again. Have a good night.
All right, good night.